Hello, America. I'll tell you, it's great to be here with all of you today. And I want to welcome you to this great celebration of American values. I know you're excited to see President Trump. I am too. And American gun owners can already see a real difference since the election, especially now in the Supreme Court. Yeah. I know you'll all join me in saying, thank you, Mr. President, and keep it up. We must do all we can to support our president because, as you know, there's an intense war that's being waged by leftist zealots to destroy President Trump and destroy his administration. They'll seemingly stop at nothing, including tearing apart our country. It's all part of a larger war being waged right now against truth in America. It's a calculated, orchestrated attack against the values upon which our great nation was founded, against our uniquely American true freedom. If we don't stand up to them, and I mean now, an entire generation of Americans could be lost, and our nation along with them. It's up to us to speak up against the three most dangerous voices in America: academic elites, political elites, and media elites. These are America's greatest domestic threats. Academic elites salt the soil of fertile young minds. Political elites plant lies to take advantage of the under and misinformed. And leftist media elites deliberately deceive and spin and twist the truth to grow their anti-American agenda. The radical left in this country have hijacked too many of our schools and colleges, and now they're trying to hijack our youth. Young Americans are taught national shame over exceptionalism, socialism and communism over free market capitalism, government control over self-destiny, the collective good over individualism. Scores aren't kept. No winners or losers. It's about participation trophies. And young people are left unprepared for the real world. No longer do young minds study the Constitution, especially not the individual freedom and self-empowerment of the Second Amendment. True American history and even American heroes and real American values, the values and principles that built our nation, are rewritten or admitted altogether. The result is an emerging generation of citizens with warped minds. When their turn comes, how can they possibly lead, lacking any fundamental grounding in American principles and values? Even now, the political elites feed off the uninformed, self-absorbed, self-minded generation. Free safe spaces, free college, free health care, free jobs, or if not, free money to get by, free immigration, free sanctuary cities. Bernie Sanders was not a movement, as a fawning media called his campaign. Bernie is a political predator of young voters who were lied to by school teachers and college professors. Set up for his message of big government socialism. Free, free, free for me. No one told the truth about how that free stuff was going to be paid for. It was all one big fat lie. And the media, they were in on the lie from the start because it fit their agenda. When did the media stop being journalists and start becoming PR flacks for the destruction of our country? You know, it's a question Americans are asking all over the country every time they turn on their TV or pick up their newspaper. It's all about their own celebrity, ratings, and agenda. The truth doesn't matter because truth is no longer a fundamental principle. It's now just a political device. There's no limit to how far of a truth can be stretched or perverted, so long as it suits their political end game. I have long believed that one of America's greatest threats is a national news media that fails to tell the truth. Theirs is too often a calculated campaign to destroy honest truth, to pervert it, to dictate how we should think, how we should feel, or how we should act. It's all drowning truth of America's better voices. It's all drowning that out. Good voices all over America, our families, our churches, our neighbors, and our co-workers. Voices that insist on the priorities of math and science and English in our schools. Voices that demand reverence for the constitutional freedoms that have always defined our nation. Voices that demand law and order and justice and liberty for all. America's better voices right here in this room today that cry out for the values and the freedom that we hold dear and demand that left-wing social engineers leave us and our families and our children alone. More and more all over this country, good, decent, honest Americans are seeing right through all the lies of the elites. Amen. You got it. For the last quarter of a century, in poll after poll, whether it's Gallup or NBC or the Wall Street Journal, Americans have said they view the NRA more favorably than both chambers of Congress or either national political party. And yeah. And heck, I like baseball, but NRA is even more popular than Major League Baseball. It's true. Check the polls. The majority of Americans admire and they trust the NRA because we always say out loud what we believe. We speak the truth, even when it may be hard, and we fight like hell to defend it. Our success, our victories, our growth, our strength have always been grounded in truth. Confronted with the three most dangerous voices in America, the NRA has consistently beaten them back. We've kicked hundreds of politicians out of office and sent them into obscurity by speaking truthfully to citizens all over this country, by educating and teaching the value of our Second Amendment to an ever-growing body of Americans who are reaching out for their rights to defend their lives, their homes, and their families, and their communities. And by giving the media the big, fat, black eye it so often richly deserves. Please watch. Watch this.
They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Yeah. To defend our Second Amendment freedom, NRA has deployed its First Amendment freedom through innovative state-of-the-art news and content platforms. and to deliver the truth directly to all freedom-loving Americans. We're all over the country, and you can see it now on NRATV.com, including the latest on NRA Carry Guard. You know, back in 1987, it was NRA that launched the National Concealed Carry Movement. We started it. We fought for it in states all over this country. The NRA is the reason today that 15 million Americans legally carry a firearm for personal protection. That's why we've introduced Carry Guard, the most comprehensive level of personal protection, training, education, and insurance for every law-abiding citizen who carries a firearm. It's the most elite, essential, and effective training available. And a Carry Guard card should be in the wallet or purse of every American citizen. Only with the strong voices and new innovative 21st century programs echoing together all over this country can the dangerous voices be overcome. And the National Rifle Association of America is the strongest voice of freedom on the planet. Sometimes the elites of the radical left, they suck so much air out of the atmosphere that there's nothing left to breathe but their poison. And that's what leads to all the angst and anxiety and hatred that's dividing this country. It's only our loud and clear and life-changing messages of American values and liberty that can rescue our youth. Only strong voices of truth and good can save this country. The election of our president, that's proof of that. The NRA stood with Donald Trump through the darkest days of his campaign. We never wavered. We never flinched. We never lost focus of the true priorities of that election. The Supreme Court, a return and respect for law and order in our country, a strong national defense, and an absolute determination to restore the full measure of Second Amendment freedom for all honest, law-abiding Americans. Our victory in that fight has made possible the fights we continue to face, and face them we will. I know that you, all of you, are up for the challenge. And I know gun owners all over this country are eager to again stand and fight for their freedom and fight for their president. We love our country. We cherish our freedom. We believe in America as the greatest nation on earth. And we are all forever proud to be an American. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.